Hello, my name is Reverend Robert Jones, and welcome to another edition of Blues Chronicles. Today, we focus on one of the greatest blues performers ever to come out of the Mississippi Delta, Son House. Eddie James House Jr. was born in Riverton, Mississippi in 1902. He started preaching on various plantations at around the age of 15, but at the age of 25, he heard the blues on guitar for the very first time and was hooked. Now, there were many bluesmen who did sacred material, but most of them simply chose an alias, like Charlie Patton's Elder J.J. Hadley. But for House, blues was an either-or proposition. In fact, his 1930 recording, Preachin' Blues, seemed to mock the very institution of the church. Even later in life, House tended to sing gospel a cappella, leaving the guitar for the blues. The conflict between the sacred and the secular was one that would follow Son House for the rest of his life.
What you want me?
Son House was a powerful and emotional singer who always seemed to focus on relationships between men and women. He was fond of saying,
"The blues is about male and female. Everything else is monkey junk."
With the death of his good friend and partner Willie Brown in 1954 and the popularity of electric blues, Son House essentially retired from performing. But in 1964, a group of blues enthusiasts discovered he was living in Rochester, New York, and he had a second career as a result of the folk boom of the 1960s. Today, it's easy to find video of Son House recorded in the 60s and 70s, in some cases well past his prime as a guitar player. But his singing is always intense. Son House died in Detroit in 1988, and he's buried in Detroit's Mount Hazel Cemetery. One interesting fact about Son House's burial is that he has two tombstones. The first, a smaller one, was purchased by his family and runs east and west. The second is a huge black marble monument purchased by the Detroit Blues Society. It was so big that it would have covered 3 graves, so the decision was made to run it crosswise, running north and south. Thus, the perfect metaphor for a man whose life was pulled in 2 different directions. For Blues Chronicles, this is Reverend Robert Jones.